So yesterday was a big gaming day, of course. Nintendo Direct did their thing. Sony's PlayStation State of Play did their thing. And so I really wanted to do a video just kind of taking in kind of what both companies did and kind of talking about their announcements and stuff and what I thought, give my take, and just kind of go from there. But subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Throw a like on the video, all that kind of good stuff. Let's go ahead and get into it. First up, Nintendo came out and absolutely had just a killer show. They absolutely did a killer showcase. I think they went a few minutes over. By my account, they went over by about 5 minutes. They did 45-minute direct. If it wasn't 45, it was just under that. So I could do a 10-minute video just reeling off their games, but let's talk about them real quick. We got Fire Emblem Engage. We got more N64 games. We got Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, some I think Mario Party, and some other stuff. Got more Sifu, which that looks pretty fun. Life is Strange Arcadia Bay Edition, Lego Brick Tales, Disney Speedstorm, Fall Guys, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, It Takes Two, the weird Spousal Dispute Edition, or whatever that was. Fist of the North Star fitness game, that's kind of weird. I love Fist of the North Star, but I'm probably not picking that one up. Let's see here. We've got Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, Splatoon 3, Fae Farm, Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, Rune Factory 3 Special, Various Day Life. It's like comes off like a generic Square Enix RPG kind of thing. Factorio, IB, Mario Strikers Battle League, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Nintendo Switch Sports, Pikmin 4, Just Dance 2023 Edition, and Raincoat and Endless Dungeon. The ones I'm going to get into now are kind of the ones I'm super excited for, so I didn't spend any time on those. But the ones I'm super excited for, or I have some kind of vested interest in, or I wanted to talk about in some way. Radiant Silvergun. I'm a big fan of old games like Gradius, and I think Gyrus was one. The old space shooters, you know, I love those. So this looks excellent. I'm going to pick this up and play it. Resident Evil Village is coming to Switch via the cloud. So you all know my take on cloud gaming. I don't like it, you know. I hope Nintendo figures out a way to put the big boy games on their systems via cartridge without having to do the cloud. I know Kingdom Hearts fans are kind of upset that they don't have a cartridge on the Switch that they could play, buy a physical copy or whatever that's not cloud-based. So I hope they figure that out. Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. I bring this up because we finally know what the mystery of the Final Bar Line is, right? Square Enix trademarked Final Fantasy Final Bar Line months ago, and everybody was trying to figure out what it was. This is what it was. It was not a drinking game at 7th Heaven like I was hoping it would be. Like everybody's just taking shots, and you got to use your D-pads to keep them on the bar stool, you know. And you have like power-up shots like the Cosmo Canyon or whatever, you know. I thought that would be really fun. Bayonetta 3 is an important one because I believe this is exclusive to Switch, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a big get for them. I don't know if it's timed exclusivity or what, but I know there's a ton of Bayonetta fans out there, kind of in the same vein as a lot of Devil May Cry fans and stuff, and I'm a Devil May Cry fan. Bayonetta really never scratched my itch, but good on everybody who's waiting for this game, because it does look fun, I'll say that. Front Mission remakes. Hell yes. Front Mission is awesome. If you all never played Front Mission, maybe you just missed that generation of gaming or whatever, you are going to get a chance to experience Front Mission now. Excellent games, excellent story, excellent artwork, things like that. So it really makes me want a remake of some other old mech games. So like Armored Core. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. You could do so much with Armored Core now, but let's move on. Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. I've always loved the Fatal Frame games. They're weird, they're different. They try their best to be a little scary or whatever, you know. But it's a fun game franchise. I'm glad to see it still getting love. I'm glad to see it on the Switch because it adds variety to what the Switch has. The Switch has a lot of variety on their system. Much more so than the Wii and the Wii U had. So I'm excited to see that. Tunic. This game looks like a fun little roguelike. It has a lot of old school Zelda vibes to it, and I love the art direction on it, and it looks like this is going to be a fun game. So I'm really excited to see this game. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Expansion Pass. I bring it up because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is my goatee at this moment. At this moment, it is my game of the year. That game is incredible. I'm still scratching the surface of it because I can't stop running around just fighting and leveling and gathering pieces and stuff. I just love it. It's right up my alley. It's fantastic. It's well made, being well received. Nintendo's got a real hit on their hands. They've got a real legitimate hit, game of the year contender on their hands. So I'm excited to see that, and this is going to add to it. We got more Harvestella. Harvestella, it's looking more and more like a day one for me. This game looks excellent. At first, it looked like it was going to be like a harvesting or a farming sim kind of thing in a fantasy world. And every time they release more information on it, you see more of the game and more of the game. It's looking more like a complete RPG experience based around the foundation of farming your goods. So it looks really cool what they're doing with it, and we just got more of it during this direct, and I'm very happy for that. Now here's the big three for me. Octopath Traveler 2 announced. There was no way they weren't going to do a sequel to Octopath Traveler. Coming so close on the heels of that expansion they did, World Travelers, or it may not have been an expansion, it may have been a new game, but World Travelers, Octopath Traveler, whatever that was. This tells me they've been working on this for a while. Square Enix and Capcom are two of the best in the world about keeping their projects hush-hush. That's why we keep getting excited about Square Enix and Capcom possibly being at these things, because they've proven they're the best at keeping a lid on whatever they're working on. They're the best. So it doesn't get leaked like all Sony Studios stuff gets leaked all the time. Square Enix, Capcom, they lock it down. It's nothing more than a rumor until they show it. This was a light rumor, but then they came out and confirmed it. Nobody had any idea this was in the works. So I'm excited for Octopath Traveler 2. Obviously, the first one's a masterpiece. The first one's excellent. And I'm sure Part 2 I'm sure they'll make every effort to make it even better. So, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. This game looks incredible. I really thought that when I was looking at this that I wasn't going to see very much. They weren't going to show us very much. They showed us a ton. Like, they took the world that they created in Breath of the Wild, and they created a world literally on top of it, like the sky world. It's got the skyward sword feel to it. But I'll tell you what, the vibe of that little trailer they showed us, it had some life, like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It had that kind of vibe to it as well. So this is just a natural evolution for The Legend of Zelda. This looks incredible. I went from being mildly interested in Breath of the Wild 2 to being extremely interested in Tears of the Kingdom, to the point where I might even be there day one on this in May. May 12th, that's the other thing. They dropped the release date for this. May 12th, 2023. 2023 is filling up very fast, people. Very fast. Square Enix has their foot dug in a lot of those dates, but other people are starting to come up and say, hey, we're putting our game out this month. 2023 is already starting to look like a major backlog year for me. So, but I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get it. I'm ready to get into all that. Number one announcement of the day for me, no surprise. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion launch date announcement. It wasn't just a launch date announcement. They showed how much they have cleaned this game up for the first time they showed it. Like, the character designs, I didn't necessarily take very seriously the first time I showed it, because they were kind of loosey and kind of cartoony in a way. I thought that was my first impression when Zach's on the phone, he's talking to Angeal. But they have cleaned this baby up. It looks good. This looks like a true AAA title, and I'm really excited, especially the battle mechanics moments when it shows the battlefield and stuff. You can see some issues a little bit with the models just in the cutscenes or whatever, but they may still be polishing this game. They may still be 4 to 6 weeks out from going gold on this game. So December 13th, we're playing this game. That's amazing to me. That's absolutely unbelievable to me. So now we keep hearing, winter for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What'd they say? Winter 2023 or 2024 or something like that. We might be getting this game at the end of 2023, December. So we don't know yet. So jury's out. But what the jury's not out on is the fact that Nintendo had an amazing direct. This was a show of shows. It had something for everybody. It had amazing titles. At least 10 of those last titles I went through could be day one for anybody. And the ones in the top of the list too. I'm sure that's day one for some people too. Not my cup of tea in the top of that list necessarily, and I explained that, but doesn't mean they're bad games. Pikmin's a great game. Pikmin 4 is going to be great. I'm sure it's not my cup of tea though. Splatoon, everybody loves Splatoon. This is not for me. But that doesn't make it a bad game. Every game on this list looked like it could be a good game. Every game. And they were talking about all these games for close to 45 minutes. Look, Nintendo brought it. They brought the heat. Could Sony finish the heat, though? That's the question. So, let's get into that. Sony brought out some guns. They brought out some big guns. They opened the show officially announcing Tekken 8, which I thought was pretty cool. Of all the fighting games out there, for me, it's Tekken and Mortal Kombat. Those are the two I love playing, and I'm not very good at them, so don't ask me to stream them. But I do enjoy playing them, so when this Tekken comes out, I'll be playing it for sure. They got into some VR stuff. Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Got a new gameplay trailer. It looked kind of fun. Demio was announced, so that was kind of the meat of their VR stuff they talked about. One of the ones I'm really excited about, Yakuza, which is Ishin was the name of the game. Yakuza Ishin. It's a spin-off game, and this looks amazing. For me, this is definitely one of the top games they showed. This is the day one game for me. I know everybody loves God of War. We'll get to God of War. Okay, we'll get to God of War. But Yakuza Ishin, I thought this was great. I thought this was fantastic. I can't wait to give this a run. Hogwarts Legacy. So exclusive quest for that. That's dropping, I think, in January, if I'm not mistaken. Pacific Drive looked interesting, kind of weird looking. The PlayStation Stars loyalty program. This is some NFT laden stuff. I'm not going to get too far into that, but if you saw it, you saw it, and there you go. Sin Duality from Bandai Namco. This looks great. This looks like a lot of fun. This is another one that I'll probably be giving a shot at, so be looking for this one too. Now, the star of the show, the best thing they showed, and yes, I'm looking at you, God of War, the best thing PlayStation showed at this, Project Eve's true title, Stellar Blade, coming next year. Stellar Blade looks absolutely amazing. The next game I'm going to talk about could have stolen the show if we knew a little more about it, but Stellar Blade looks amazing. We've been waiting on more information for Project Eve, and we got it. It looks great. It looks like it's going to play great. The voice acting's good. The music sounded very cool. The art direction is out of the stratosphere. They have got a real hit coming with this game. So, it's super shiny. It looks great. I mean, they may have a new major IP on their hands with this. Now, open world samurai game called Rise of the Ronin. I thought we were heading for a Ghost of Tsushima Part 2. I really thought that's what it was leading into. I thought they were bringing Sucker Punch in. I thought this is where this was going. But Rise of the Ronin, I'm keeping my eye on this one because this one looks great. The gameplay they showed for this, chef's kiss, baby. It looked absolutely incredible, and I'm really excited about it. Now, God of War Ragnarok. It's the worst kept secret in gaming. This game's coming out. It's going to sell truckloads and truckloads and truckloads and truckloads of games. You know, I don't know why my reaction didn't make it into one of those reaction compilations. Yeah, see, I don't want to see this during the Japanese showcase. So it looks like, to me, Sony Santa Monica, Japan. I'll still be playing Star Ocean when that drops. Meh. Well, that's a mystery for another day, I guess. Look, this was supposed to be a Japanese developer-centric presentation, and it was, but then they shoehorned in God of War at the end of it. I felt like God of War didn't need any more oomph. They're going to sell the units they're going to sell now, regardless of what they do between now and then. We're going to get the commercials and all that kind of stuff. For me, it took the wind out of my sails a little bit. For me, as a fan of the Japanese game publishers and new IPs and what they were bringing to the table and the new games they were showing, that I was just eaten up. I mean, and that took me down. For me, the presentation ended before we saw the DualShock controller for God of War. I'm not anti-God of War, but it's also not necessarily super my cup of tea. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Sony. I thought the state of play was excellent. I'm not gonna put the two against each other because they were two different things. Each one of them showed excellent games, both from known properties and new IP. And I think that's a win for everybody. I'm excited. I can't wait to see more, what they do in the future, what they're going to be bringing tomorrow for Tokyo Game Show. So I'm excited, man. Let's get it. It's a good time. We're back, baby. We're back. It's the fall. There's stuff to talk about again. Instead of just like making content and hoping people watch it, there's stuff to actually talk about. So I'm excited. Anyway, if y'all enjoyed that video, please throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I've got more stuff coming all the time. Got some trailer breakdowns coming later on tonight, and we'll be streaming on twitch.tv/Ray Coffman this evening. So until then, y'all have a great night. Be safe, be good to each other, keep rocking. I will see you all in the next video. I want to say a quick thank you to my YouTube and Patreon members and supporters. If you would like to support the future creation of content on this channel, get some few extra perks and some art sent to your door every month, consider becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. Details and links are in the video description.